Studio 2 status check.
Studio 2 standing by.
Internal lighting.
Lighting circuits 1 through 7 up and standby.
Activate all lighting.
Lighting is go.
Set status -20.
Set is go.
Cameras.
Camera operate lights are go. Horizontal and vertical scan is normal.
Audio check.
Audio is go. All levels 100%.
-18. Rear screen status.
Rear screen is on standby. Energized.
Remote location report.
All remote stations on standby.
Videotape.
Videotape recorders 1 through 4 loaded on standby.
Stand by to roll VT.
6, 5,
Roll VT.
4, 3.
Good afternoon and welcome to the morning edition of News Scene. I'm your anchorman, Mark Griffith. Today's news is not the normal death, destruction, violence, blood, and gore you hear about every day and so enjoy. No, friends, tonight in the morning news, we intend to report the peculiar portions of the poorest populace precluded from presentation in the popular production of printed, published, and appended probes of popular proclivities. Who wrote this garbage? And sports today, Louis Gould tells me the golf team is whacking off again to no avail. And our crack Cuban meteorologist, Hernando Revolver, reports there's no weather today, just a few highs around the country.
This is News Scene, a bi-weekly student news presentation of Florida Atlantic University's student television system. And now, News Scene anchorman, Mark Griffith.
We know people go downtown to work each day, but if you have ever wondered why they use a subway, is it merely convenience of a mass transit system? Is it the psychological and sociological rewards of personal interaction? Or do they simply enjoy going down on trains?
Mind your business.
Hey, now, buddy.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. It's my purse. Give it to me.
Your purse. That's the lady.
Give it to me.
My purse! Dear me.
What are you, a good citizen or something?
Oh, shut up.
Take it easy, boy. Thieves on the subway.
Really obnoxious.
What's it to you? Nothing out of your pocket.
Just, what is this? What is this behind me? Get that,
It's just my arm.
God, the weirdos on this place, honest to God.
Did you have a terrible day, my lady, spending your money?
Listen, it is none of your business what I have done at all.
Really?
Dear, honestly. Just totally exhausted.
And you, what do you do for a living around here? Clean the sewers?
You're really nosy. Really.
What stop did you get in with that?
Stop. Stop. Oh, my God. This is my stop. Listen, thank you.
Good going. Good going. Not bad. Fourth one today.
Right. Next time, I steal a purse.
News Scene will return after these few short messages.
By the 1870s, vast numbers of Americans had settled in urban areas far across the continent. The demand for meat in the big cities would soon outstrip the regional supply. But a man by the name of Gustavus F. Swift had a solution: an icebox on wheels. It took him 10 years to get his concept accepted. But by 1880, refrigerator cars were delivering fresh meat, fruit, and vegetables all across the land. Swift's pioneering efforts helped change an industry. The business he founded is now a major part of S-Mart, one of the country's largest and most diversified companies. This has been a presentation of the Chamber of Commerce of the United States, celebration of America's bicentennial.
Intruder-cam cameraman Fidel Kowalski and reporter Notella Siegel filed their long-awaited, nearly live report on cultural, intellectual pursuits of the SLA. So here it is, the SLA meets the SWAT at the YMCA for FUN. Oops, I mean fun.
Come on, are you gonna bet?
All right, calm down. Take it easy. What's your big hurry? We've been here all night. We're at the last bet. What are you worried about?
I want to get home.
Really? I gotta get up tomorrow morning and go fishing. Oh.
You and Myrtle the Sagging Turtle going fishing together tomorrow?
No, we're not going fishing together tomorrow. Would you get rid of that cigar smoke with his wife's armpits?
$20.
That's all you got?
I paid $10.
See, you're 20 and raise you 30.
Did you get rid
See,
of
you're
that
20,
cigar?
you're 30, and raise you 10.
Put the cigar out. You woke him up.
I don't put my cigar out.
All right already.
Come
Will
on.
you bet?
Jeez, man, I won't put the cigar out.
Oh.
Are you
Keep him
through?
off my arm.
Come on,
20.
bet. 30.
Oh, come on.
20.
30.
10.
30, 20, 10. 20.
30.
10.
20. 10, 30.
No.
20.
30.
10.
20, 30, 10.
Jesus, Judy's
20.
Give me, you know that.
I get out for my wife to come in and
30.
babysit for this one.
If he doesn't shut up, I'm gonna put him in the closet with the other one.
You just call him. All right.
Are you all done?
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
What is that?
2 goofies.
3 Donald Ducks.
4 Mickey Mouse.
4 gophers and a free beaver.
You know what I could say about that? Your wife's got a dog face.
It's all your fault.
My fault.
Yeah.
You're
I
the
didn't
one
see
who
what he
asked me.
had. I didn't invite him. It's your party.
What's your signal?
My signal. Just to take him and he took us.
In keeping with this program's responsibility to the community, to present the widest range of programming to the public interest and importance, we turn up to the area of classical music and one of the most beautiful and mellow instruments, the classical guitar. New Scene's featured artist, Phil Sanzone. And now, here's Luscious Louie, who herself has caught quite a few sideline passes. And so here she is, folks, Luscious, Lovable, Lefty Louie, a sport for all sports.
Hi, I'm Luscious Louie with Sports for Sports. The Boca Bombers hockey team recently was suspended from the National Hockey League for the illegal use of a trick, radio-controlled hockey puck, which enabled them to completely prevent the other team from scoring. National Hockey League President Calvin Commissar reportedly told the team to get the puck out. Officials report that an Olympics event is going through a change of name. The broad jump competition has been renamed the long jump. Apparently, women are getting taller than they used to be. The National Basketball Association recently announced this year's Most Valuable White Player Award. This year's award was given to Lucius Harlem. Lucius, in accepting the award, said, "I am truly honored to be the first black man to receive this award," whereupon the announcer advised him there were no longer any white players in the league. In international sports, we have a report on the National Italian-Polish Polo Playoff. Our man on the scene reported that when the halftime whistle blew, the Italian team sauntered off the field thinking the game was over. 3 plays later, the Polish team scored the winning point. How's that for a whopping chucker? In international soccer, the London Loonies were pitted against the Belfast Blarneys in a fisticuff tournament. With the score tied, in a desperate move, the Blarneys, in keeping with their cultural tradition, literally blew the London Loonies to bits. The FAU varsity golf team stroked its balls to victory in the Shenandoah Shaft tournament held at the Menage-a-Bank Country Club in Pristine Springs, Florida. Individual players were awarded booby prizes for their inches from the cup. Mr. Clyde Orris was low man for the tournament. In this afternoon's baseball game, we have a partial score, Philadelphia 4. In this evening's Boca Stakes race, the 3 favorite horses are Creech's Creature, Stevie's Wonder, and Harass. One of these 3 horses will undoubtedly go on to the Kentucky Derby as the favorite. Excuse me. Oh, I have just been handed a bulletin. Harass will not be running in this afternoon's race. Those of you keeping tabs on the race should scratch Harass. The West Palm Beach Expo superstar Steve Gregg has been called the Boy Wonder. Reliable sources have it that not only are the boys wondering about Stevie, the girls are too. News Scene will be right back after this short message with more sports.
Hi there, ladies. Dr. Ferdnacher here with an amazing new discovery that you won't want to be without. I'm talking about new Dr. Ferdnacher's amazing disappearing spray. That's right, you heard it right, disappearing spray. You know all those times you wish you could disappear but couldn't? Well, now you can with Dr. Ferdnacher's disappearing spray. You want to check up on your husband? Well, now you can with new amazing Dr. Ferdnacher's disappearing spray. Let me demonstrate to you how it works. All you do, you spray the spray all over your body, and then you wait, and shortly you will begin, as I am doing here, to disappear right before your very eyes in this amazing, unsimulated demonstration. That's right, you're gone. And now, Dr. Ferdnacher's disappearing spray will give you a new freedom. That's Ferdnacher. Remember the name. Reappearing spray sold separately.
Do you suffer from the dry, frizzy look? Then it's time to go back. Yes, go back to the wet look. Just a few sprays and your hair mats down so it won't get in your way any longer. This new Formula PT 96.3 helps keep hair wet and slick all day without recombing. So if you're tired of that dry look, come back to the slick look.
All across the country, sports fans are banding together in a special kind of brotherhood to brave all elements against all odds, to witness the essence of competition, two teams evenly matched against one another for a very special purpose, to beat the bloody hell out of each other.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him!
Olives! Get your fresh olives! Olives!
Look at what they're doing! Go! 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 Go!
Olives! Olives!
Get him, Lons! Get him! Come on! Get him! Get him!
Look it, look it, look it, look it, look it, look it! Oh!
What's wrong with me?
Oh!
Take a seat. Come on. Move up front. Eat. Come on. Come on. Sit and eat. You'll feel better. There you go. In. Come on.
Rocks! Get your rocks!
I'll find those.
Thank you.
Rocks!
That's right. Get him!
In the Spalding's Better Balls mixed doubles tennis tournament, the couples, in their endeavor to complete the set, reached new heights of ecstasy in lobbing Spalding's balls over the net. In coeducational touch football, the all-female mother truckers, in an attempt to blow their opposition off the field, scored an impressive victory against a fit-to-be-tied Fonza Snitches squad. The well-disciplined Sicilian team, under the direction of Sodomus Fondagimus, attempted a frontal approach but reverted to their natural instincts. Unfortunately, they were forced to retreat and were beaten in the end. Dick the Bruiser, the great white hope of American boxing, with a record of 24 wins and only 3 convictions, tonight takes on Dixie Darlin, the 16-year-old sweetheart of the South, in a 10-round championship battle. It is expected that Dick the Bruiser will have no difficulty in beating our Dixie Darlin to a bloody pulp. Be sure to watch Dick Deck Dixie or Dixie Deck Dick. This is Louis Gould with Sports for Sports. Sports.
Through a bit of divine intervention, New Scene's Tom Walkenoff now presents his interview with Miami Beach vacationer Noah.
Noah. Noah. Noah.
No more rain. No more rain.
Noah. Tom Walkenoff here. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Of course, Tom, yes.
Tell me, Noah, how do you like being here on Miami Beach?
Well, really am enjoying myself here, Tom. Beautiful weather and all, nice sea breeze, really having a
Great.
good time.
Listen, I'd like to ask you a few questions for our viewers. I guess
Sure.
the first most important thing is, what brings you here to Miami Beach?
Well, Tom, we're here for 2 reasons. One being the Veterinarians Convention, and the other being that I am a special emissary for one of the presidential candidates on the Democratic ticket.
Oh, which one there?
Church, Frank Church.
Frank Church. Tell me, Noah, how did you arrive at Church for your support?
Well, he likes the name.
I can see the connection.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I see out in the distance there your ark is anchored. Tell me, did you bring the animals with you today?
Oh, yes, they're here. When I got my invitation to come to the convention, the Veterinarians Convention, I noticed that down at the bottom they had printed in parentheses, bring your own.
Yes, well, no, I think that was for the liquor.
Oh, no, Tom. No, we don't drink liquor. We drink wine, and only then on special occasions.
Special occasions.
Yes.
Yes, well, if the animals are with you now on the ark, exactly what are they doing out there?
Well, Actually, we're in the middle of one of our Caribbean cruises that we take about every other year. It gives the animals a chance to reacquaint themselves with each other, to find out how their families are doing, what they've been doing since the flood, and things like that. But mainly, it's just a time to relax. They're playing shuffleboard, playing cards, watching some movies, listening to some nice little rock groups, things like that. You know.
You have rock groups on board there.
Yes, Tom. We've had some of the finest groups in the world. We had the Beatles played one year, the Animals, the Monkees, Country Joe and the Fish, Seals and Croft are they're performing in about 15 minutes out there.
Oh, fantastic, yes. Fantastic. Well, with all the activity going on out there, how do you find time to take care of things like feeding the animals, for example?
Oh, no problem with that. We have it delivered. He takes care of that.
Getting friends in high places.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, Noah, one last question about the Ark. With all the friends in high places you've got and all the other problems taken care of, is there anything that you had to personally deal with?
Oh yes, Tom. There was one incident we had that caused a bit of tension there on the Ark. A couple of the color TVs in the lounges took out, and it caused some of the animals to miss some of their favorite programs, and that was a little tense for a while.
Tell me, Noah, I have to ask for our viewers at home,
yes.
Exactly what are the favorite programs of the animals?
Well, Tom, one of the big ones, Wild Kingdom, they really like that. Another one is Captain Kangaroo, really draws them in. Of course, the reruns of Lassie, Gentle Ben, Rin Tin Tin, things like that, they really like that.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Tell me, Noah, when you are out there at sea and it's raining and everything, how do you possibly navigate that Ark?
Tom, the burning cloud. He thought of everything.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Yes, he did. Well, Noah, back to your trip here to Miami Beach.
Yes.
In between conventions and supporting church and this type of thing, what do you plan to do?
Well, Tom, there's not too much we really plan on doing. Just relax, rest a little bit. One of the things that I do have to do, the only commitment I do have, is that I have to check into Mount Sinai.
You're going in the hospital. Are you feeling ill?
Oh, no, Tom. It's just something about picking up some tablets for Moses.
Tablets for Moses.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Noah, I know you're a busy man. I don't want to hold you any longer.
Yeah.
I really appreciate on the part of our viewers for you answering these few questions with us. Have a very good stay while you're here.
Thank you, Tom.
Certainly, Noah. Nice seeing you again.
Yeah, don't step in that.
Must watch that.
Yeah.
This is Tom walking off, bringing you another in-depth news scene on the scene.
Thank you, Tom Walkenoff. A few tasteless individuals out there insist on sending the station letters containing the most personal, intimate, and disgusting problems. Our wastebasket is full, so we decided to read some of them on the air and have our own bucolic busybody, the Empress of Etiquette, the Mahatma of Morals, the Abdomen of Advice. Alicia responds to these letters.
That's why the lady, that's why the lady, that's why the lady is a tramp.
Hello there, my name is Alicia, and we are going to read some letters today. Let's take the first one now.
Dear Alicia, what can I do about acne? I've tried everything. Creams, jellies, injections, pumice stone, dieting tablets, and mud packs. But no matter what I do, my skin still remains smooth and clear. Can you buy acne? Yours, hopefully, R. Bradstore, Wiggleward.
Dear R. Bradstore, please believe me when I tell you that sex is absolutely normal for people of all ages and between everyone and anyone, except filthy parents who should be castrated and locked away forever. Honestly, hanging is too good for them. Love and understanding will go a long way towards curing all the ills in the world, except nasty, filthy perverts who should be put down at once. And now our second letter.
Dear Alicia, can you settle a family argument? My parents say that black and white television is really color, but I maintain that color TV is really black and white. Who is right? Puzzled Wakefield.
Dear Puzzled, sex is one of God's greatest gifts, along with nudity, golf, and wrestling. Please try to understand that no matter how dirty your desires may seem, they are perfectly normal. P.S. I am sending you some leaflets. Good, aren't they? And our next letter.
Dear Alicia, our dog Nipper has just won a seat in the U.S. Senate. Will he have to be vaccinated? Yours, J. Wilcox Preston.
Yes, Mr. Wilcox. I am afraid that all U.S. senators must be vaccinated. And our last letter.
Dear Alicia, I have a problem. You see, I have bad breath. Also, I am quite ugly. I am so embarrassed about this, and I don't know who else to turn to for confidential advice. I'm too shy to ask my family doctor, and I would just die if anyone ever found out. Name withheld. Well, actually, it's Betty Roper's 32, The Cuttings, Bolton. Telephone 0123495.
Dear Betty, how many times must I keep telling you that sex is fun? You like it. I like it. Everybody likes it. Mr. Robinson from the office likes it twice a day, as a matter of fact.
That's why the lady, that's why the lady, that's why the lady is a tramp. Tramp.
New Scene will be right back with Hernando Revolver and the weather.
Father, I wonder if you'd mind trying one of our donuts.
Thank you. This donut has no hole in it.
Yes, I know. Dalton Donuts believe in giving people more for their money. That's why we filled up the hole.
You did this to a donut? For money?
Yes. Won't you just try one?
I'm sorry. I do not approve of your product.
Father, it really makes no difference. Dalton Donuts are just as nutritious and just as wholesome without the hole.
Wholesome? It is a sacrilege.
Really, I wish you'd just try
I
one.
will not.
I don't understand why you disapprove of our donuts.
They're unholy.
Dalton Donuts. Unholy to some, but wholesome to most. Dalton Donuts. The unholy donuts.
S&R. Yes, S&R Turtle Chowder. If you want to taste adventure on novelty food, try this turtle chowder. S&R Turtle Chowder is made from the freshest ingredients. In today's concern for a healthy diet over heavily salted food swimming in preservatives, S&R stands apart. There is no salt or additives in S&R Turtle Chowder. Only freshwater turtles are used. The young tender shells of our freshwater baby turtles are not removed. They go right into the can with their owner, adding valuable plastron to its nutrients. Each turtle is individually hand scrubbed clean. Then they're popped into the can, lovingly warmed over a gentle heat. All this careful preparation of S&R Turtle Chowder. It's great. Try it.
In an insincere and short-lived attempt to be liberal, New Scene presents its Latin apology, Hernando Revolver. Hernando. Hernando, wake up.
Hey,
Hey,
skinny
Hernando.
ground. What are you doing
Hey,
hitting me?
Hernando.
You like me to
Whoa.
hit you? I can kick you too, man. My name is Hernando Revolver en mi weather. El clima hoy en Perú está 9 sobre la casa de Pele. El resto de Perú es caliente and es buen para día comer huevo. Oh, English. There has been a prevailing high in Colombia for years now. It's true. Everyone is high in Colombia. I'm not drinking your food here, man. The climate is ripe for a revolution in Ecuador today if the CIA would deliver the weapons. Unfortunately, due to the lack of tides, the boat has not arrived. But enough of this political jargon. Now for the local weather. Ay, Corona. No local weather. Just a minute, I will check out the window. Ay, Corona! It's raining gatos y perros. My burro is soaking wet. It's raining balas and pussies out there. Yo soy Hernando Revolver y la clima. Oh, this has been Hernando Revolver and the weather. Muy buenas tardes.
A debate is presently raging as to whether or not rock music has any artistic merit and a place in musical history. This reporter disagrees completely. In response to overwhelming requests, New Scene presents Mask. Many of us think that the average person on the street has nothing to say worth listening to. We agree. But since we're required by law to vocalize a silent majority, we now present our man on the street, once again, our own street walker, Tom Walkenoff.
Hi, Tom Walkenoff here with another news scene and true to cam report. Sir, my name's Tom Walkenoff, and we're doing an interview on the street. And I'd like to ask you what you think of the new metric system. How do you think these new set of figures are going to affect your life? Yes, and the new set of figures, sir. Yes, well, people are a little strange these days. Yes, some more people coming. Hello. I'm doing an interview on the street here for television, and I was just curious, how do you think Ford's ideas are going to be? Are they really better ideas?
We are very happy to be in your country.
Yes, well, we're very glad to have you in our country, but tell me, how do you think about President Ford? Do you think he really has better ideas? Excuse me. Do you think President Ford really has better ideas for this country?
Oh, I am very happy to be in your country.
Yes, well, very good, very good. Yes, tell me, do you gentlemen take an interest in the politics of our country? Yes. You want a right? I never could write Chinese. Do you really think President Ford's going to do a good job for this country?
We are very happy to be in your country.
Very, very happy country. Yes. Bye. Hello. My name's Tom Walkenoff, and we're doing a little bit of interviewing on the street. I was just curious, with all the fast food services going on today, how do you feel about the Big Mac or the Whopper?
Well, you know, I've had both, but I really can't remember which one I like the best.
Yes, well, again, not too many people have much to say on the street these days. I'm hoping that, yeah, seriously, excuse me, sir. You all right there? You all right? That's all right. Hold on to this pole now. This pole will take good care of you. Good care of you. Yes, my name is Tom Walkenoff, and we are trying to determine how people feel about consumer products. Do you think the plop plop fizz fizz is really the relief they say it is?
Plop, plop.
Yes.
Plop.
Yes.
Fizz. Oh, what a relief.
It was to have strange people on these streets today. We're going to try one more time now. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
My name's Tom. Stepped in something there, I see.
Yes.
Well,
You like dogs?
yes, not really, for that reason.
Neither do I now.
I wanted to ask you, what do you think about the B-1 bomber issue?
B-1 bomber. Well, I'll tell you. Tom, is it?
Yes, Tom it is.
Yeah, well, Tom, I don't really know too much about those things, but my wife says that it's probably one of the best feminine hygiene deodorants she has ever used.
Yes, well, I'm afraid you don't quite understand the question.
Yeah,
The B-1 bomber issue, it's not a feminine hygiene spray.
Well, I really don't shave. I could shave with it. Oh, you brush your teeth with it. Is that it?
Yes, well, not quite. You
Not
see,
quite,
the B-1 is this big plane they've spent millions of dollars on, and we were just curious how the average person in the street reacted to so much money being spent.
Well, I really don't care. I'll tell you, I don't fly. I usually take a train or walk.
Yes, well.
Hopefully where there's not dogs.
Yes, right.
Gotta get this off here.
You
But
are
nice talking to
pretty
you.
high. Yes, of course. Any time. Well, hello there. How are you? Good. My name is Tom Walkenoff, and we're doing interviews, and I noticed that you're wearing a Cub Scout shirt. Are you in the Cub Scouts?
Uh-huh.
Why did you get into the Cub Scouts?
Because I like little boys.
Oh, you know, little boys sometimes have amorous intentions towards their instructors and whatnot. Tell me, how do you handle these little amorous intentions?
Like this?
Yes, well, I noticed that you have a lot of badges on your shirt.
Oh, yes.
Can you tell me the story behind a couple of those?
Oh, yes, see this one right here? It's when I took them all on.
Oh, you mean you took them all on a camping trip?
No, I took them all on.
I see.
Oh, I'm getting
Yes,
happy. Just
yes. Well, that's
second and
very
third.
fine. Yes,
I
yes.
lost the first one.
And
this is Mason Ridge.
Thank
It's
you.
496 at Mason Ridge
Yes.
in Denver.
Yes. Yes, of course. The people on the streets these days are really very strange. We have not been able to. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Could you all go down the street here? We're trying to conduct an interview, and yes, I know. Yeah, it's very nice to be in our
How
guest.
much? How much? Too much. How much?
Yes.
Too much. I am very happy to be in your country.
I am very happy to be in your country.
How much?
How much?
Too much. Too much.
Too much. Too much.
Coming up, New Scene's interview with books and a barely proper editorial. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Come here. See this can of dog food? This can of offal? It ain't all meat. It's all... Listen, I'm gonna make you a proposition you can't turn down. It's good. After all, what the hell does Ed McMahon know about it? Did you ever see Ed eat dog food? It's like if you get sick, you see a doctor, right? If you want to know about dog food, you come to a dog. And I don't mean your wife. Come here a little bit, closer. Listen, I have it straight from the God Pooch, man. If you don't buy this dog food, he's gonna let a contract out on you. And that's right, a hit dog, man, a button hound. And you know what that means. If you don't buy this, all the dogs in the neighborhood will relieve themselves on your front yard. So buy it, see?
In these days of women's liberation, we girls need to know that there's something for us to use that won't tie us down. And when it comes to birth control, the best and easiest method is the morning after pill. It's so simple, no mess or worry about when to take it. And this is so important since we never know exactly when we'll need it. There's no need to bother your partner either. He'll never be pestered by some of the other methods on the market now. The morning after pill is recommended by many physicians as one of the safest birth control methods commonly used. In fact, 4 out of 5 doctors recommend this pill rather than the good old standby, the birth control pill. The morning after pill is available without prescription at Walgreens, Super X, and Eckerd drugstore. Remember our jingle.
In Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, the police burned books. You are about to meet a set of books that unfortunately missed. Bringing you the full cover-to-cover story is New Scene's Preston Binder with Intrudicam.
Breaker, breaker to the passengers in the back. This is your friendly pilot. Make no mistake. Sorry we don't have a stewardess with us today, but you can entertain yourself by listening to my tapes, except for the ones I've burned. It looks like we've got a clear sky ahead, no smokies up there, so we can make a pretty good time in this little buggy here.
You're a nice little boy. Does anybody have a pillow or something?
Hey,
Ah.
come back here. I'll give you an offer you can't refuse.
Passengers, this is your friendly pilot again. Don't panic, but I think we might crash. Looks like we're going to have another one in 76. Don't panic now, just be cool, put on your life jackets because it looks like the sea we're going down into. Don't panic now, don't get upset or anything. Everything's, oh my God. Don't panic.
In keeping with our policy of exposing you to new and vibrant aspects of the human condition, laying bare previously heretofore untouched sociological institutionalized fundamentals of civilization, New Scene's E.T. Worthingham Wetherington IV presents his barely proper editorial presentation.
Good evening. The city's plan to create a nude bathing beach has apparently been a complete bust. Police, eyeing nude bathers and finding them bending over, have made the decision to crack down. One nude bather replied, "We may be gone tomorrow, but we're here today." It was reported that a nearby camera store was doing a brisk business. Frenwick Clerk, the proprietor, reported that some 20% of the people buying film to shoot at the beach had apparently forgotten their cameras. Binocular sales were up, as were the spirits of many of the bathers and more than a few of the spectators. Police, citing problems in crowd control, elected to close the beach, and when bathers refused to disperse, Police Sergeant Stephen Frisk said, "There's more than one way to skin these cats." New Scene believes that there is a place for nudity. I believe there's a place for nudity. How about my place at 9 o'clock? The mayor, upon being questioned and asked why he supported this beach, said, "I have never supported this beach. Your statement is a bare-assed lie." New Scene feels that aircraft flying over the beach should maintain their normal flight levels and not swoop down to Copper Peak. Nudity has been criticized in that it leaves nothing to the imagination. New Scene believes that if you have nudity, who needs imagination? The nude sunbathers have had to suffer the consequences and criticisms of ridicule by members of the community. New Scene feels that these innocent victims should no longer be forced to turn the other cheek.
Folklore has it that a good place to eat is where truck drivers stop. New Scene decided to verify this old wives' tale and found a diner, a parking lot full of trucks. Inside, what we discovered was the holder of the world's record for food poisoning in a single evening and in an entire season. The proprietor of the Road Hazard Diner, Sal Manella.
This food is awful.
Look, can we get some service over here, please?
I don't know if it came from the garbage disposal in the sewer.
What's your problem?
Just about everything. I ordered soft eggs. They're hard. I ordered hard bacon. It's soft. The toast is buttered. I wanted it dry. The coffee's cold. It's lousy. Everything is lousy.
I ordered chef special and I get a chef special straight from the bottom
You're
of the
gonna
garbage
get a
can.
special chef in about 2 minutes, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah?
And you
Can we
eat it.
talk
It's
to him?
good for you anyway.
May we talk to the chef, please?
You'll talk to him. Salmonella, I want you.
This is absolutely incredible.
No.
Why, you fellas having trouble with food? Huh? Y'all like the food?
No, not really. It seems pretty good. Just
Huh?
I'm just not very hungry today. That's all.
That's
we
right.
will order them.
Yeah.
You gave us such
Good
a
on
portion.
cooking, huh?
The portions are so big, you know.
Right.
Nice.
That's what I thought.
Nice toy you got there.
Well, come on, eat up.
Okay, thank you much.
Took care of
Got it.
it? You guys need anything?
Mary, this need anything? How about some new steaks? These are horrible. We wanted medium rare. What is this? It's like leather.
New York
That's New York cut. Don't tell me it's not. It is.
New
We're
York cut from Israel. Where'd you get this?
Come on, you guys. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna go get Sal.
I'll tell you.
We'll send it. Yeah, you nearly
This
need
place is
that,
the
right?
pits.
Hey, Sal.
Stocks go up, stocks go down, but this country still needs a good bread with more roughage. They won't listen to me.
Don't like food, huh?
We think it's horrible.
Huh?
We think it's
What's wrong with
horrible.
food? Come on. You don't like the food.
He agrees with me. We both think it's the worst steak we ever ate.
So what's wrong with the food? You don't like the food?
Think it's horrible. Forget the chains, not with me. Leather maybe.
Our final bit of news is consumer alert. Sales of underwear are really falling down. It's something of my own.
Very little something.
We hope you've enjoyed this in-depth report of a normal, somewhat unexciting, but nevertheless interesting glimpse of the world of the average American.
Hey, Nigo.
Have a pleasant day.
What is this bit about? Hey,
My
what
name is
about
Mark
the weather?
Griffith.
What is the underwear, man? You know,
Hey,
this
man,
is national TV. Only little children watching.
Hey,
You're talking about underwear.
My phone number,
And then what about my map? A whole herd of
1520.
birds fly over Columbia.
Area
Scream
code
now.
305. Oh. Oh, I love it. Oh, twice a day.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello. This is the morning show. It's Thursday. How are we today? I'm here. I had a late night, but I'm here as always. Ready to hang out. Ready to talk about the past. Ready to take a time trip. Let's time travel, people. Put on your time caps. Wiggle your ears. Get ready to go, baby, because we're going into the past. Some of you might remember the time before you could just get on the phone and call somebody about a product, or get on a website and search something. It's been a long time since the consumer in America has had a voice. And for a brief period in America, we actually had a voice. And David Horowitz was that voice of the consumer. So we're going to be talking about David today. I've got a whole lot of stuff going On the show today, we don't have much. We have a lot of David Horowitz. I have commercials, vintage commercial breaks for you, but more importantly, I have a whole lot of David Horowitz to bring you. He did a couple versions of his show on TV back in the 70s and 80s. And he was the man. He was the man. I'm still kind of reeling from yesterday's show. Yesterday was the Old Time Radio Wednesday, and it was a long show. We did a 5-hour show, live, playing music. Playing music. We played a lot of music. We did very little talking, and we did a whole lot of music. We listened to almost the entire demo tape from Cargo 1971. We listened to, I think, 5 Grateful Dead songs. We listened to upwards of a dozen or more old-time jazz and novelty songs. We had several commercial breaks. It was a really fun morning. An official Elsinore brother showed up on the message board. My brother was here, along with a long-time irregular Weersbeard, and the usuals, the usual irregulars. Cassie and William, of course, were hanging out all morning long. It was great. People were going on beer runs and coming back, and they're like, "Hey, you're still here." Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was fun. It was really, really fun. So I'm just kind of in static mode this morning. I've added a little bit of graphics to my screen so that you guys can see what day it is. And I think I'm going to be doing some kind of Throwback Thursday, Flashback Friday. I'm going to be trying to insert the day of the show, the name of the daily show, into the screen somewhere. We have it on Monday, Movie Memories. On Tuesday, I think I've thrown it in just like this. I think the old-time radio screen pretty much speaks for itself. It's a radio station, obviously. But I think I might add a sign. I want to keep adding stuff to my, overlay on Wednesday. Adding stuff to the screen, because it's just a lot of fun. It's like when you go to the home furnishing store and you buy stuff to decorate your house. I'm doing the same thing with my overlays and my sets and stuff. So the one you see this morning with the television, I may switch TVs. I may go out and buy a new TV. I may lean a golf club against the side of the TV. You never know. You never know. Things could just change instantly at the drop of a hat. So let's see. I have got the first commercial block set up. It actually has the intro to David Horowitz doing his original 1980 byline segment, I believe. The byline. And it was kind of the precursor to the Fight Back show. He got the byline. It was a segment in a regular news program, and then they turned the byline into a regular show, and then it became Fight Back, I believe is how it worked. And we'll learn more as we dig into the David Horowitz story. The David Horowitz, the man who taught America to fight back. But I think what we'll do first of all this morning is go ahead and go to a commercial break so that we can kind of get to where we're going and get a glimpse of David Horowitz in action. So thank you for joining me this morning, you bunch of freaks. Can't you got nothing better to do? I don't. I mean, I'm sure I could come up with something that I could do, but I intend to spend the rest of my life doing what I want to do. and only doing what's required of me when it's required of me. Because that's the way it is. I wasn't put on this planet to serve somebody else, to bring home bits of gold, to live, to exist. I'd rather live in a ditch. So here's my ditch. Come join me in my time travel ditch, and we'll trench around history. That's it, baby. That's all. So let's go to a commercial break, and while we're doing that, I can do my thing, you can do your thing. Get some coffee and come hang out. All right? I'm hoping the regular irregulars will come by this morning and hang out. So we'll see. All right, people. I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go away.
Kmart is more than any store you have known before. Kmart means you get quality.
The Range Rover, the Subaru Justy. The Subaru Justy is the lowest priced four-wheel drive you can buy, and it can go just about anywhere the highest priced can. And some places it can't. The Subaru Justy. Think of it as a Range Rover that's more in your range.
For purchasing too many accessories for wheel and sprocket, you are to be shot. Candy cane? Thanks. Ready? Aim.
Stop. Don't shoot. We'll have a one-shot sale instead.
I New Year's Day.
You'll have one shot to buy thousands of items at half price.
We shot down clothing and accessory prices. I'm glad we're having a sale, but we didn't get to shoot Jerry.
But we get a chance to kill high prices.
Now, Wheel and Sprocket's one-shot sale.
For the last 10 years, there's been one nightclub in Milwaukee that has led the way in music, dancing, and entertainment, Park Avenue. This New Year's Eve will be the last midnight champagne affair, the end of an era, the party to end all parties. Old DJs from the past will be mixing the best music in town, a lavish buffet, free-flowing champagne at midnight, followed by an omelet breakfast. Limited tickets available. Call 765-0891. Park Avenue, Milwaukee's legend, 765-0891.
Do you find squeezing the Charmin irresistible?
I'm not middle-class suburbia, lower-average housewife either. I don't consider squeezing toilet paper the height of my day.
Do you find squeezing the Charmin irresistible? Well, David is going to find out. He's also going to challenge the Master Lock Tough Under Fire commercial, which claims its lock can stop a speeding bullet without opening. And he's going to expose the latest consumer fraud, the Circle of Gold chain letter. We'll have all this and more on David Horowitz Consumer Byline. And now, here's David.
Welcome. Thank you. I want to thank you all for joining us. We have folks in the audience from Boston, from Seattle, from New York, of course, from Los Angeles, and many other areas across the country. And thanks for making the trip. And wherever you live, you've probably seen that Master Lock commercial, you know, the one that shows a lock being penetrated by a bullet and it remains locked and secure. Well, listen to this. Now, I received a letter from our consumer horror file, which I'm carrying in my pocket tonight, and I just want to read you that letter. It says, I was surprised to watch and see your proof of Bic commercials. Now, you remember that? That's where we took the Bic lighter, we had a semi-trailer truck run over it, we planted one on the ground for 2 weeks, we dumped one in a can of paint, and guess what? Our commercial challenge showed that the Bic lighter worked after all that abuse. Well, our viewer goes on to say, I was thinking those master locks can't be as strong as they say they are. They say you can shoot a bullet at it and it won't open. Then shoot it here. And what our viewer did is he showed where they shoot it, here, and then he suggests I say shoot it here or shoot it here to see if it actually does splinter. And on the back it says, thanks, Chris Bowen. And Chris says he's 12 years old, and he says, PPS. Sorry, I'm so sloppy. Well, you want to know something, Chris? You're not sloppy, because we were able to read your letter, and you are a very observant person. Well, Chris,
That is exactly what we're going to do, as you say here. We're going to go to a rifle range and challenge that Master Lock commercial. We have a top marksman who, with a high-powered .30 caliber rifle, is going to aim and shoot right into this lock in exactly the spots you asked for, Chris. Will it pass our test? Will it really be able to take the tremendous explosive force of a high-powered bullet at 40 yards? I can hear that bullet resounding, but you're just going to have to stay tuned to find out as we fight back right after this. Look, they're squeezing the Charmin. How soft is it?
Is all the things a great store should be. Quality at discount prices. Satisfaction always you'll see.
And we are back this morning. Thank you for joining us on the Throwback Thursday edition of the morning show. That was David Horowitz. We are going to continue our look at David Horowitz this morning with a couple of more segments from that episode. And then I actually have an episode. Pardon me. Pardonnez-moi. And what I will probably do is upload that episode and we will watch it hanging here next to me at some point this morning. So there you go. David Horowitz was great. I loved his voice. He never talked down to anyone, especially kids, right? He was always straightforward. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And he did have a lot of kids on the show because a lot of the products that would just turn to crap after a short period of time were Christmas gifts, toys. So he did a lot of that. I'm hesitant to start my monologue on David Horowitz this morning a little too early because I don't want people to miss it. I'm hoping that we get a couple of viewers in here this morning who want to learn about David Horowitz because he is so cool. Back to the pre-show this morning. The pre-show is friggin' awesome. It's one of my favorite things to do is to find old university and college and high school and junior high school TV shows because there were a lot of them. Almost every high school or college or university in America in the 70s had some kind of communications program, some kind of audio-video department, and quite often some kind of little closed-circuit TV program, sometimes aired on a local station, but it's just great to have a glimpse into those time periods through the through academia, through the school systems, whether it be university, college, high school, junior high, whatever. Later on throughout the year, we're going to look at more of these. We're going to repeat some of our favorite ones like this morning's and look at junior high school and high school and other areas for unusual TV programs that don't necessarily fit in with the norm. The original news scene show that this spawned from, this one that we watched this morning, the Wake Up Thursday program, it initially started as just a 30-minute news program called News Scene. And two anchors came on and very seriously delivered the news. And it was kind of a neat look at the past. And then shortly after, they took the News Scene program and added it to another program, an hour-long program called Wake Up Thursday. And the Wake Up Thursday program includes skits from the university's drama and acting department, communications department. There's comedy, there's music, there's news, and they take the news and they turn the news into comedy news. And they use, you know, some old standard humor. And then they use, you know, their abilities and their imagination to come up with some great humor of the period. Great stuff. No, I can't get enough of that. So I'm going to be searching out more and more and more of these early TV programs. And the further we get into this, the more we're just going to keep time traveling back and back. And if you happen to notice this morning on my screen, it's not a cup of coffee there. The place is not on fire. That smoke there is an incense. I lit an incense this morning because I just wanted to, you know, kind of feel the vibes, kind of lay back and go, hey man, this is cool. So, Throwback Thursday. This is the day where we kind of go into the consumer world and explore past products, manufacturers, consumer advocates, consumer recalls, and consumer alerts, and all this other fancy stuff. Recalls weren't really a thing until the 1970s. And, of course, the Ford Pinto, last week's topic. Ford Pinto really gave us a reason to have recalls. A big reason. It wasn't the first, but it was it was the biggest at the time. The biggest recall. Like 1.5 million vehicles. Boom. Almost 2 million vehicles were recalled for repairs. And all the things that they should have just done before they put the car out into the market. Of course, after the recall and all the deaths and lawsuits, they had to take all of those vehicles and fix all of those vehicles. And a lot of people just didn't want them back. Nah, give me another car. Fuck that. What a bummer. Right? But then, of course, the Pinto is now an American icon. I love the little Pinto dragsters, the little Pinto hot rods. Those are cool, man. I'd love to have a Pinto wagon. I'd love to have a Volvo wagon from like the 70s. You know, like a 70, 78, 76, 78 Volvo wagon. There were people who lived next door to us who had one. And man, it was like a fucking tank. You know, you'd open up the hood and it was an engine. No bullshit, just a fucking engine. And a righteous little engine. And everything else was just built like a fucking tank. And it wasn't built overly heavy. So it could be pulled around by a little 4-cylinder or 6-cylinder motor. But it was just really tough. And there's still a shitload of those little Volvo wagons out on the road today. I like the little orange ones they made, the little orange. My daughter and I are rewatching Cheers. And there's an in-between scenes little segue that they use where they're outside looking at the corner in Boston, and then where the bar is over here, and on the street drives by this Volvo wagon, and it's like, that's the one. Every time I see that, I think that's the one. That's the Volvo that I want. I still haven't won the lottery yet, so no going out and purchasing every stupid little thing that I want. I guess the biggest consumer product that I would probably want. I don't know. I'm not really into. I mean, yeah, little things. I think the biggest thing I'd probably want would be to have my van working, and a giant chunk of property. I was telling my wife the other day that if we had 100 acres of semi-wooded property with a little stream and maybe a hillside or mountain near on the property, I said, if I had a little tiny cabin on 100 acres, right in the middle of 100 acres, I said I'd never have to leave, right? I could walk that property and be out there and never have to see another car, right? Never have to see another greedy human, right? Just have a big garden, a greenhouse, some livestock, some animals, and a visit once a month from somebody who brings groceries, right? And nowadays that's so easy. I mean, imagine the Uber driver the Uber Eats driver, the food delivery driver from the grocery store, right? Imagine their drive out there. Where am I going, man? A little gate and then a little dirt road. You know, maybe they just come to the gate and I've got to walk, 50 acres down to the front gate. But I wouldn't even want any kind of vehicle, a motorcycle, a golf cart. I wouldn't want any of that. Maybe a tiny little tractor, but that's about it. I would want some solar power, and so that I can play records and movies and have an extensive library. If I had that, I could probably still do this, but my world would be more about my records and movies and books and that kind of stuff. Who the hell is this guy and what is he talking about? I have no clue. Let me turn my mic up because I feel like I'm not going to be heard this morning unless I turn up my microphone. How's that? Can I turn it up? Is that better? I think that's a little better. We'll do that. So good morning. Good morning, good morning. We're going to be talking about David Horowitz throughout the show. I remember first seeing David Horowitz when he was just kind of a greengrocer type guy. I think it was the evening news, or no, morning, or there's some kind of morning or afternoon news. And he'd go into the grocery store and he'd look at products and talk about things. And, this lettuce sucks. That kind of stuff. And people would just keep writing in about, well, what about this thing? What about the other aisles of the store? What about department stores? What about cars? There were lots of reports starting back in the 80s about people, especially women, who would, and let me get rid of this. Actually, let me just, if I mute that, then I won't keep hearing my voice echoing down in my headphones down here. So there's that. So there were these stories starting in the 80s of people, especially women, going to a mechanic, and the mechanic doing stuff to the car or telling the people that they need this part and it's very expensive and the only way you're going to be able to fix it is to buy this, this Canuter valve, right, or something, and people went for it and they were like, oh my God, because they didn't know. They just didn't know, and mechanics could very easily, if they wanted to, take advantage of people, and they were. And a lot of them were women, because a lot of women just didn't know. That's why they took them to mechanics, the cars, because they trusted, or were supposed to be able to trust mechanics. So he did a big exposure thing about mechanics doing stuff to cars, so that you'd leave, and they'd go, yeah, I told you that was going to fail. When he actually made it fail, or would sell them stuff that didn't exist. Yep, I fixed it. It's all ready to go now. And they're counting out $100 for an imaginary part. And all they did was go in and tweak something because they know that they know their job, and they know they can just look at somebody and this person has no clue how to fix this. They have no clue what's under the hood, and they take advantage of that. And that sucks. Sucks big time. It totally sucks. Sucks any choline. Shut up. I've got to go to university today. We went last night, so last night was a late night. I didn't get to sleep till after 11, and then woke up several times. So I'm here. I'm here. I got up at 20 to 4 while the coffee was percolating and started that pre-show just after 4 a.m. just so that you guys could see the whole show. And I watched the whole thing here this morning. Favorite parts, the musical segments with the outdoor guys, the outdoor band just fucking kicking it. And then a guy in the studio playing classical guitar. great stuff. It's a great morning show. I wish I could have such variety on my morning show. But I think we're getting there. I was talking to someone here on the show the other day about having my own EBS players, right? A group of local people who I could get together to work on a project every couple of weeks, you know. Okay, here I've written a couple of commercial scenes, and I've written this whole skit for this thing here, you know, and then just get together with them, have them run through it, and then just record it, and then bring it home and edit it and put it into a segment, right? I think what I'm going to be working on this morning before I leave is going to be the beginnings of a commercial, a series of commercials for an imaginary product, and start putting that together. It's probably going to take me most of the month to come up with the stock footage, the audio, the copy, and then to record the copy into the microphone, because I won't be starring in this particular commercial, but I will need to put on my announcer voice and deliver the product to you, to your doorstep. What's he, a prime driver? Yeah, I am. No, I am not. Don't believe it. Don't believe what this guy's telling you. He's a kook. He's a kook. It should be Laid Back Thursday, because I am just feeling laid back today. Really. Well, at least my set looks okay. Okay, my curtain could go a little bit further over. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I have no clue. I'm sitting here getting together a little interlude here, because it's morning. I've had my cup of coffee. I'm jolted, so now I have to kind of counteract that. And having a smoke. I'm gonna have a smoke, and we're gonna chill out. I should make a phone call. That's what I should do. I should call somebody. I should call and wake somebody up in the morning and say, "Hello, this is Thurston Howell the Third. Have you seen Muffy and Lovey and Shotzi?" That would be a radio thing, right? Yeah. No, really. I want to start coming. I told my daughter the other day that, you know, since I started doing this whole new themed morning show thing, it's really kind of robbed me of my imagination process in coming up with stuff, right? I mean, I have to really use my imagination to come up with what I'm doing and how to dress the set and everything. But at the same time, I was kind of without the whole creativity thing. And then I started talking about commercials and whatnot, and so now I have to try to fit that into my schedule, as well as trying to fit in my guitar back here. It's Thursday. It's a tea day, right? Tuesdays and Thursdays are supposed to be guitar days. Hence the guitar t-shirt this morning. So I'll be taking my guitar with me in the car and out to the park to hang out and practice, try to get my fingers back. And I only get about an hour, which is perfect. So I'll sit out on the blanket or on a bench and just kind of pick and strum and work on one or two songs and try to get back into the rhythm of playing the guitar. Because Fridays are just really laid back, and I'd like to be able to do the whole guitar thing, the singing thing on Fridays. And now that we're back into driving to university, and we're up to 4 days a week, that's a lot of car time, which means it's a lot of listening to music time. So, I'm constantly having music coming at me, and it's given me the Jones to start playing again. I noticed a friend of mine who I don't get to see a whole lot anymore because our schedules are so weird and different, and he works a lot, and then he has a music thing going on, and so I never really get to see him anymore. But I noticed on Facebook that he posted he wants to get some digital screens to put up behind him while they're playing their music and stuff, so they could put stuff on there. And the first thing that came into my mind was, dude, I want to make videos for your, stuff to put on your screen back there. Just weird stuff to put back there. Give me a song and a length approximately, and let me make a video for you. That'd be great. That'd be great. That'd be fun. Because he's helped me with some of my stuff, a lot of my stuff. So I'd like to be able to kind of help him. And I've got some of his, some stuff from him on video that we've done, so that I could make a music video of one of his songs. And of our paths just completely go the opposite direction a lot. It's kind of a bummer, That's just the way it is. That's the way it is, people. So we're going to be wrapping it up early this morning at 7 because, like I said, it's a school day and it's a school morning. If it was an evening, yesterday we were here 5 hours because my schedule was an evening schedule. This morning is a morning schedule. So we are going to be, pardon my neck, we are going to be wrapping it up at the normal time today. Yeah. So we'll probably go to a commercial, and then, well, because we've got more David Horowitz to look at in the commercial breaks. And this next one is just, these next two are just segments from his show. No commercials, just 2 segments. The Charmin segment that we talked about in the last segment, and the rifle master lock test. So there you go. So we're going to look at that. And then, of course, a lot of people remember the Levi's 501 test, where they take a pair of jeans and rip them apart with a couple of horses. And the thing is I think this was a first test where they just hooked it up and they did it. And then I think they got together with Levi and they did another test that was a little bit better, and the Levi's lasted longer. And I think they had to be washed, and I think they had to be a particular kind of jeans. I think they would use the wrong jean or something. But it's the rivets. And once the material is washed, it's tighter. And it's like canvas, and it can't really be ripped easily. And it's the rivets. It's not just the stitching, it's those rivets that really help those areas hold. But even then, a couple of horses pull into, how do you think they draw and quarter a human, Tie one limb to each limb to a horse, different horses, and say go, and that's it. That's it. I'm pretty sure humans are probably weaker than Levi's. No, really. So what are we doing this morning? We're hanging around waiting for someone to show up. I don't think I'm going to do that much longer. I'm trying to keep the format loose. I think we're too loose this morning, so we're going to tighten it up a little bit. Pardon me. Oh man, I wish I had some more coffee to drink. It doesn't work well with my dentures, hot coffee. So I don't get to drink coffee on my show anymore. Oops. Oops. Snoopy's having a cup of coffee here. There you go, Snoops. Snoop. Would you turn around, Joe? Joe Cool. There you go. There you go, Joe Cool. And now accepting Snoopy's. Every time I go out, I try to find a new Snoopy. I saw a couple of Snoopy mugs at the thrift shop, but they weren't really my style. Wintry and Christmassy and no, I don't think so. All right, so let's go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to start talking more in earnest about David Horowitz. All right, so don't go away. We'll be back after this break, and we're just going to look at, do people really like to squeeze the Charmin? I don't know, do they? Take it away, David.
I want to tell you that you stand by the consumer horror file and you could actually feel the heat coming out from the complaints that some people have. Now, here's one of our pre-selected letters. This is something that you're all going to be able to associate with. It says, have you ever thought about how much product the consumer has to throw away because it is packaged in such a way that the last amount in that product is inaccessible? Specifically, I'm thinking of fluid typewriter correction products, but the same is true with many nail polish bottles. The brush does not reach into the bottom of the bottles, and people thinking that it is empty before it really is, throw it away for a new one. Pretty profitable for the manufacturer, huh? Our viewer says. You realize, of course, that the consumer can't see what is in the bottle because the fluids are opaque, except for colorless nail polish. Please check into it. Now, this is a very, very astute viewer. Now, this is something that has bothered us for a long time. It seems you always have to tip the bottle to get to the last drop, and you seldom succeed, and then you throw away the bottle and buy a new one. What we decided to do is to check it out. We went out and bought a bottle of liquid paper, a bottle of Mistake Out, and a bottle of liquid retype. They're three well-known typing aids used by secretaries in schools everywhere. What we did is we cut the bottles into two sections so we could see just how far down those little brushes actually do go. And look at this, folks. In the liquid paper and the Mistake Out, 25% of the usable liquid is below the tip of the brush and is impossible to reach. In the liquid retype, it's even worse. This is pure waste as far as I'm concerned, and consumers don't realize this because they can't see into the bottle. What we did is we called the manufacturers of these products. We were told that the space is left there because people don't follow the instructions and shake well. Can you believe that? If you don't shake well, goo will form at the bottom of the bottle, the manufacturers say, and that becomes unusable. Actually, they said that even if you did shake well, you couldn't prevent the collection of the goo. The last few drops would still be unusable. Well, there are a couple of things wrong with their answers. First, they are penalizing the people who do follow the instructions by giving them less than they paid for. And second, what I see here is more than just a few drops in the bottom. Clearly, at least a quarter or 1/4 of the product is thrown away without the customer even knowing about it. This case of the too short brush is not just in typing aids. You'll find it in nail polish, glue bottles, and many other products that use that screw-on brush. If you find something like this, complain. Fight back. That's what we're doing. Liquid paper, liquid retype, Mistake Out, and all the makers of brush top bottles. These short brushes are making us bristle to the manufacturers. Now, I say this. Make a few adjustments. This is waste, and it's costing all of us hard-earned money, right? All right. It never stops, does it, folks? And listen to this letter. It says, I have just endured one more time Mr. Whipple and his Charmin squeezers. I would like for a dozen people to be lined up in front of a Charmin display and be allowed the freedom to squeeze the Charmin. I would like for them to be questioned as to whether they have any mad craving to squeeze the big rolls of Charmin. Well, ask and you shall receive, because we did just that for you. We went to a market and headed for the Charmin display. Our crew found that they couldn't resist it, and they all had to stop and try it. We stopped and asked the first 12 people we met whether or not they had any mad cravings to squeeze the Charmin.
Not really. No, I don't have an inclination to do that. It doesn't turn me on.
No, squeeze the Charmin.
No.
No, I have better things to do with my time than to squeeze the Charmin. No. I don't even look at it. I don't even want to see anybody squeeze it. I don't like commercials.
Don't you want just one squeeze?
No.
No?
No.
Come
Don't
on,
interest me.
One squeeze.
No. No. I don't want to squeeze the Charmin.
It doesn't excite me.
I don't care how soft toilet paper is. I just want it to do what it's supposed to do. I don't feel it's necessary.
Squeeze the Charmin?
No.
You don't want to take one squeeze in?
No. Not even a little one.
No?
I've noticed I don't even buy it. No, I don't. I think it's dumb. I don't squeeze toilet paper. I'm sorry.
It looks interesting on television, so I always have to do it to see if it's really true.
Well, I see it advertised all the time, and I think it's a stupid advertisement.
Do you want to squeeze it?
No.
Don't you want to try one?
No.
No?
No.
Boy, she really didn't want to squeeze the Charmin, and you want to know something? I can't blame her. Well, there you have it. What we did is we lined up 12 people, just like you asked, and 1 out of 12 actually did confess that she squeezes the Charmin. Now, we have had a lot of people tell us how silly they thought this commercial is. But you know something? It does what a commercial is supposed to do. It makes us talk about the product, and it probably sells a lot of Charmin, right? Yeah.
And we are back. So what did you think about David Horowitz and the Charmin thing? In the last segment that we watched, there was a lady at the beginning who she was like, I'm not your average, you know, middle America dumbass housewife. What are you asking me for? She was just so righteous. And that last lady's like, no. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy, man. David Horowitz. He was the man. Yeah, totally. We're going to wait to the top of the hour to get into reading this little David Horowitz thing. It's only a couple of pages, so it won't be too much to get through. We'll probably do a commercial break or another David Horowitz segment before the top of the hour. And then at the top of the hour, probably read a little bit about David Horowitz. Watch some more David Horowitz stuff. Watch him rip those jeans apart. And a bunch of commercials. Much more commercials. Keeping it easy this morning. Trying to be laid back because yeah, I don't want to get too, I got stuff to do today. Yesterday was just, wow, what a show. After yesterday's show, I feel like, well, you can't top that, so I'm not even going to try today. I'm not even going to go there today. In fact, I'm just going to, today's all about yesterday. Oh, man. Am I here? Hello? Am I? Can anybody hear me out there? Am I here in the world? It seems like it looks like I'm on. Looks like I'm there. Totally, man. What do we got? We got David Horowitz this morning. There he is. Talking about David Horowitz. He's the guy, you know what? Let's go ahead and drop this out here till we come back with the whole, the David Horowitz segment. Usually I do this kind of stuff in the first hour and then just kind of hang out in the last hour. Well, I'm hanging out in the first hour, and we're going to do the segment in the next hour, and we'll probably hang out again at the end. Yeah, well, I'm a vegetable today. I am a vegetable babel today. Yeah, crazy old weird bearded guy, the man, the myth, the mystery. Yeah. Totally. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have done a show this morning. I'm just not with it this morning. I'm just not. Things are just weird, right? I mean, not like weird, but when things just get strange and bizarre, and like you look at the world and you go, what? Are you kidding me? No, you can't be fucking serious. And then you realize that, yeah, that's exactly what's happening, and you just, there's still the challenge there for everybody to get out and do something more than make a sign. You know, do something more than protest. It's time we it's not just about voting anymore. It's about voting out. It's about changing. It's about getting our own people, real people, into government and politics. People who actually give a shit and who don't just get in it because they know they're going to get fucking rich out of it. Or, at the very least, they'll get a lot of power out of it. No, man. We need to start from the bottom up. Villages and towns and cities, grassroots, you know, hands across America kind of shit. We need to get everybody together on the same fucking page. And if not everyone, the majority, right? There are more things we have in common than not. So we need to focus on that. What's bringing us together, not what they want to use to pull us apart. So there you go. I challenge you. Get up and fucking do something. As David Horowitz says, fight back. You know, the pen is mightier than the sword. The people have the power. You know, all you got to do is stand up and say, this is wrong, and then keep walking forward with that. You know, don't just say, this is wrong, and then sit back down. Here's my sign, this is wrong, and then go back to work. I mean, it shouldn't just be something you do on a break or lunch or on a weekend. You know, it should be, fixing your country should be a lifelong commitment. What do you mean? The country's fine. Head up your ass. Things are not fine. Things are not fine. And if you think things are fine, and if you're for what's happening, pretty soon you won't be, because everyone is going to get affected, not just a certain group of people. We're all getting affected. And it sucks. I look every day, I look into the past, and I try to find answers, I try to find reasons, and where did we go wrong? Where did that big change happen? I don't know. I just don't know, man. I just don't know. Yeah, maybe it was maybe it was wrong to do a show today. It just hurts to go out into the world and see what's going on, to see people acting like idiots, literally, acting like kids on a fucking school playground, you know, fighting over a swing. That's what America looks like right now. It feels like we're forcing people to walk on one side of the street and others on the other. It's like certain people have to. We're going backwards, right? It's like, you know, Whites only. Don't use that faucet. That's for whites only. Go use another faucet. We're going backwards. This country's got to be the most racist fucking country on the planet, right? And you would think, from its beginnings and everything we've gone through, that wouldn't be the case. This would be the place to come to get away from that. And it's like, it's everywhere. It's freaking everywhere. All right, we're gonna go to a break, and then when we get back, we're gonna finally get into this whole David Horowitz guy. All right, we'll be back in a flash. Don't go away.
You know, it's really neat that we have young people, 12 years old, who are writing us letters like this. Because remember at the top of the show, I read this letter from Chris Bauer, our 12-year-old viewer. And what he did is he wrote us asking to challenge the Master Lock commercial. You know, the commercial shows a Master Lock being shot right in the center with a 30 caliber high-powered rifle, and the lock does not open. Now Chris says in his letter that they are shooting it in the wrong place. They should shoot it here on the right or here on the left. Okay, Chris, you asked for it. Now it's time for the Horowitz Commercial Challenge. In order to test Chris's theory, we took our film crew to the Angeles shooting range, a beautiful and rustic spot just outside Los Angeles, California. The Master Lock commercial calls for a distance of 40 yards between shooter and target. So we set up our locks at the proper distance, checked them out to see if they were in proper working order, and got out of there fast. We were using the Master Lock 15, which sells for about $10 a piece, the same locks used on the commercial. We set up 10 locks just in case we might have trouble hitting them in the proper area. We asked marksman Lee Hunter to perform the test for us by using a high-powered 30 caliber rifle. Before we tested our young viewers' theory, we thought we should first do it like the commercial. After a few practice shots, we had Lee aim for dead center. Okay, everybody clear. Wow, dead center it is. It actually split the lock in two, but will it open? Well, like the commercial, the lock is still as secure as ever. Now, let's test Chris's theory. He says in his letter to shoot it here. Okay, let's give it a try. Sorry, Chris, that didn't do it. Well, shall we try it on the other side? No, that didn't do it either. I guess it's back to the drawing board. But don't get discouraged, Chris. We were shooting locks all over the place to get them open. Right, bottom, side, to no avail. The locks just held in place. We then decided to concentrate on one lock and see just how many shots it would take to either open it or blow it away altogether. How many do you think it took? Now, to answer that burning question, we've selected 3 people from our studio audience to make that question a little bit more interesting. We've already shown you the commercial that passed our challenge. Now, let me show you what the locks look like. Look at this. Here, you can handle these locks. Look at these locks. Can you imagine that guy was a dead eye with that rifle? Look at those locks. Here, take a look at these. Isn't that incredible? Now, we're going to try to find out how many shots it took to open the lock. Okay, what we have here are Eric, Shirley, and Alice are sitting alongside of me, and I'm going to ask you, first of all, Eric, how many shots do you think it took?
Oh, about 6.
6, okay. Shirley?
I would say 5.
5. Alice?
About the same, 5.
All right, Alice and Shirley say 5. Now, let's see who comes closest. All right, here we go with the final test. How tough is it? Well, it's so tough that it took 1, 2, 3, 4 shots to finally knock open. Well, what we have here is we have 2 winners, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give both Shirley and Alice the master lock.
Oh, thank you.
With your own key. Now, I hope you're not going to go home and try to shoot this lock apart.
I promise. I wish I had this last year. I needed it.
Well, you have it this year. Now maybe you can use it. I'm going to give Eric one. Lloyd said give Eric one, too. I was going to save Eric's lock for the last. I don't want you to feel left out of it, Eric. You can have your own master lock. Now, I must emphasize that this is not a commercial for master locks. There are probably other locks that could take the same beating and still remain secure. When we set out to do our commercial challenges, we never know how they're going to turn out. And regardless of the outcome, we always show them on our program. Now, some manufacturers are very pleased. Of course, the ones that don't work get a little ticked off at us. Now, we try to do our challenges exactly the way we see them on television. And since ours are not done under laboratory conditions, the results may sometimes differ. Now, that does not mean that the product is bad. It just means that the commercial itself could be misleading. By last count, more than 75% of our commercial challenges have worked out in favor of the advertiser. That's how closely commercials are controlled for accuracy by broadcasters. And speaking of commercials, we'll be right back. Would anyone like to have a bagel with their locks? Huh? Well, go ahead, take it.
Totally, yeah, man. David Horowitz. Who'd have thought that Master Lock had to take 4 shots from a 30 caliber to open, right? I'd have thought, wow, it's 1. It's in the movies, right? It's always 1 shot in the movies. Or they just hit it with the butt of the rifle or the butt of the pistol or something, right? All right, so we are here this morning. Let me go ahead and begin with David Horowitz. Let's do a little bit of David Horowitz this morning. As we slide into this Throwback Thursday, pour yourself a fresh cup of coffee, settle into that avocado green breakfast nook, and let's take a little trip back to the days when fine print was microscopic. The jingles were loud, and the consumer didn't always have a champion in their corner. Pardon me. Before the era of online reviews, before the Better Business Bureau had a website, before anyone could look it up, there was one man on your television set who made sure the little guy didn't get steamrolled. His name was David Horowitz. There he is. And for 2 decades, he was the steady voice reminding America that the truth still mattered. Now, long before he became the cool-headed crusader we watched on KNBC, Horowitz was a kid from the Bronx with a sharp mind and a knack for asking the kind of questions that made adults shift in their seats. He earned his journalism stripes at Bradley University and polished them at Northwestern, where he learned how to take a complicated issue and boil it down to something your grandmother could understand over a cup of Sanka. In those early years, he bounced through the newsroom like a young reporter on his rise, like a young reporter on the rise always does. YMCA Radio in New York, the ABC Radio Network, and KRNT TV out in Des Moines. Des Moines? How do you say, who gives a shit? And while he was never officially billed as the Green Grocer, he absolutely built a reputation for digging into the everyday mysteries of American life. why prices jumped, why labels changed, and why things we bought didn't always do what they promised. He had that rare instinct, the ability to look at a simple household product and see a story hiding inside of it. California called his name in the mid-1960s. When he arrived to Los Angeles, he stepped into a media landscape that was growing as fast as the freeways. KNBC brought him in as a correspondent and education editor. But it didn't take long for his consumer instincts to shine. Southern California was the perfect testing ground, and it was a place where new gadgets, miracle cleaners, and as seen on TV wonders were rolling out faster than you can say operators standing by. Can I do that? Can I say operators are standing by? Call now. Operators are standing by. Where is it? Phone lines are open. Good enough. In 1973, KNBC handed him a small consumer awareness segment. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't flashy. It was the kind of assignment that usually got passed around the newsroom like a fruitcake at Christmas. Thanks, Miriam. But Horowitz took it seriously. He tested products, challenged claims, and explained the results with calm, steady tone that made viewers lean in. And almost overnight, the audiences realized that they had found their guy, the one person on television who wasn't trying to sell them something, but trying to protect them from being sold anything. By 1976, the modest little segment had grown into a full-blown weekly program called Fight Back with David Horowitz. And if you were around in those days, you remember that vibe. It had that classic 1970s consumer advocate energy, part investigative journalism, part public service, part let's do this thing off a ladder. Let's drop this thing off a ladder and see what happens. Horowitz tested everything from seatbelts to smoke detectors. He did it with a kind of calm authority that made you feel like he was sitting right there in your living room, explaining the world to you one product at a time. His reach stretched far beyond Channel 4. He became a familiar face on NBC's Today Show, offering national audiences the same steady guidance he gave Los Angeles every night. He popped up on America Alive in 1978, and he even did cameo appearances on sitcoms throughout the 1980s. Silver Spoons, Alf, The Golden Girls, Saved by the Bell. Always playing himself, always the trusted consumer watchdog who could settle a dispute with a single raised eyebrow. Ah, David. What a guy. One of the most unforgettable moments of his career came on August 19th, 1987, when during a live KNBC newscast, this is for real, a troubled man walked into the studio and forced Horowitz to read a statement at gunpoint. The station cut the feed, but Horowitz kept his composure, reading calmly, never raising his voice, never losing control. When the gunman set the weapon down, security moved in and discovered it was unloaded. It was an unloaded BB gun. The city was shaken, but Horowitz responded the only way he knew how, by turning the incident into a public safety campaign, pushing for restrictions on realistic toy guns so no child would ever be put in danger because a toy looked too real. That was David that did that. When KNBC chose not to renew his contract in 1992, Horowitz didn't fade away. He simply changed studios. KCBS TV welcomed him, and he continued producing Consumer Reports with the same clarity and conviction that had defined his career. He expanded into syndicated newspaper columns, radio commentary, and appearances on KNBC. His Fight Back radio reports, launched in 1989, brought his voice to stations across the country. He also served on advisory boards for the FCC, the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, and several civic organizations, proving that his commitment to public service wasn't just a television persona. It was who he was. David Horowitz passed away on February 14th, 2019 in Los Angeles, but his legacy remains woven into the fabric of American broadcasting. He changed the way television covered consumer issues. He taught viewers that we had rights. He held companies accountable in an era when few people dared to. And he did it with a calm, steady presence that made you feel like everything was going to be all right, as long as David Horowitz was on the case. So on this Throwback Thursday, we salute the man who stood between the consumer and the con, the promise and the product, the ad and the truth. He wasn't just a reporter. He was a guardian of the public trust. And every time he looked into that camera, he reminded America of one simple message. You deserve the truth, and someone's got your back. Fair is fair. Fight back. Yeah, totally. Let's look at one last segment with David Horowitz before we continue our morning. So thank you, David, for hanging out with us this morning. Appreciate it. We are going to go to a little break here. That is, I dare say we've got some commercials in this block, along with the Levi gene test with David Horowitz. So we are on 4. Be right back. Fade, Mike.
As the company that gave the world the first full line of four-wheel drive cars, Subaru's performance on hills is well known. What may not be so well known is that of all the Subarus registered since 1978, an astonishing 92% are still on the road, which could mean a Subaru will still be good on a hill when other cars are over it.
Ooh, welcome to Fight Back.
For over 100 years, Levi's has shown on its label that a team of horses can't tear its genes apart. I'll see how strong that claim is in a test of our own. Abandoned animals often suffer slow and painful deaths. I'll introduce you to a person who is doing something to save unwanted pets. If you're thinking of teaching your infant to swim, I'll show you ways to possibly save your child's life. And we'll meet a man who only flies at night without an airplane.
All this right here on People have been wearing Levi jeans for over 100 years, but how many of you have ever looked at that little leather label on the back of the jeans? Well, Robert and Patrick Cabral, who live in Escondido, California, did, and they wrote me this letter. Dear David, my little brother and I were watching your show and would like you to try a challenge. We noticed that on the back of Levi's pants, they show that two horses cannot pull a pair of pants apart. We would like to know if this advertisement is true or not. Well, Robert and Patrick, that's exactly what we're going to do. Come on, Toby. And we're going to do this challenge by the seat of our pants. And I have two professional wranglers out here, Rudy and Gordon, and they're going to help me rig this. Gordon, Rudy, let's see if we can't get these rigged in a way that we give this a real fair test. We got to take and place these steel rods down in each one of these, so that'll hold them together. I got them in here. 10-inch steel bars we use to evenly distribute the pull. We were at the Denny Allen A&R Ranch. Wranglers Gordon Spencer and Rudy Euglin were really getting into it. The ranch supplies livestock and Western props for TV shows and movies, but they had never done anything like this. All right, these things are hooked up properly. I think what we ought to do is tighten them up a little bit and get in position. All right, Gordon? Yeah. All right, are you ready? Tight enough?
Ready.
What about you, Rudy? You ready?
Ready anytime you are, David.
Everyone was really excited as we checked out the Levi label one more time before we began the challenge.
Didn't take much to rip those jeans, did it, guys? I want to thank you, Rudy and Gordon. You guys are just great. Did you think it was going to turn out the way it did?
Yeah, really, there's a lot of power there.
Well, I didn't think they'd turn apart, but they did.
Well, you guys were just terrific. And I've got a special surprise for you because of all the good work you've done.
Oh, great.
I have a pair of jeans for each of you.
Thanks, you're all art, David.
But you know, that's not all. You guys were really terrific. And I also have a Fight Back t-shirt.
All right.
And a copy of our theme as we give to everybody.
All right.
Good.
And we'll be right back to Fight Back as Fight Back continues.
Don't miss Mitchell Carpet's New Year's Day sale. Save up to 50% on carpet and vinyl with no payments till April. Sale starts 10 a.m. sharp New Year's Day. Be there.
Hi friends, Bob Brown from Silver Spring Nissan. During our year-end clearance sale, we've reduced prices on our entire inventory of new and used cars and trucks to save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. For example, here's a 1989 Nissan Sentra for $55 down and only $165 a month. Another 89 Sentra Coupe for only $55 down and $155 a month. So what do? Pick up the phone, call us collect at 414-228-7600, or better still, stop in at Silver Spring Nissan or Silver Spring Chrysler Plymouth today, and let's make a deal.
Mic on, fade in, and we are back. Good morning again, people, and thank you for joining me. It's been a weird morning. Par for the course for this weird guy. Yeah, well, you know, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. My mother was a Dallas whore. Yeah. Me mother. Totally, eh? I mean, like, totally. And if you don't say totally, then you don't mean totally. You have to say totally to mean totally, you know? Hey there, eh? I don't know what the hell's going on this morning. Like I said, like I've said all morning long, I'm out of it. Last night was a late night. My daughter has evening classes twice a week, and last night was an evening class. So we got home at 7:30, which means highway detox. I cannot come in and just kind of lay down and try to go to sleep right after driving, because all I see is this. And I wake up with nightmares of falling asleep while I'm driving, especially after long drives. I've done some like 18-hour drives before where I'm exhausted, but I have to stay up after ending my driving trip. I have to stay up for 3 or 4 more hours doing something undriving related so that I don't fall asleep and keep waking up in the middle of the night thinking that I'm driving, because that happens. Yeah, it happens a lot. So yeah, I have to detox from a drive. Yeah, as you can see by the graphics there. It is Throwback Thursday. This is the morning show. Obviously, because it's in the morning. Get it? We've talked about David Horowitz this morning. We viewed the last David Horowitz segment for this morning with the Levi's. I don't think that test was right. And I think Levi's is going to come back and explain to them why their test was not right. And I think that the next, when Levi comes in and says you have to test it this way, because that's the way it is on the thing, I think once they come back and explain to them how it's supposed to be tested, then I think it's gonna not just rip apart like that so quickly. But yeah, they put bars, rebar, down in there, a foot of rebar into the pants, and then hooked through the pants into the rebar, which I don't think is correct. I think it needs to go all the way down through the pants. And yeah, totally. Because Levi's are pretty tough pants. Anyway, yeah, we got 3 more commercial breaks this morning, and I don't necessarily need to use them, so we will or we won't. I'm looking at some, and I may skip over one and bring you the last 2 rather than leave one at the end. Totally, man. And then I can always end the show and do my done show and then bring you a last commercial. So there you go. But I do have to be done at 7 today. Yeah, it's a weird day anyway. It doesn't really have that show feel this morning because I'm just out of it. I'm just out of it, man. I really, really, really am just out of it. I should have some products here to test. I'm going to test my bong here and see how that works. Hey? Oh, forget it. Oh, forget it. It's the end of the week for the themed shows today. So, I have 4 days to put next week's shows together, or at least get 2 together, Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday is becoming pretty easy to put together, and Thursday I can usually do on Wednesday, or sometime during the week before I get to Wednesday. So it's working out okay. I was going to try to do the shows for the next week immediately after I sign off. But it seems like my schedule doesn't allow me to do that every day, so I'm not even going to consider it. A good Saturday morning, and I can knock out 2 shows. A Sunday afternoon, I can put together the radio program. Throughout a couple of days during the week, I can knock out the Thursday program. So I'm not real worried about how things will shape up, right? I know my daughter will be up shortly after we end the program this morning. And start getting ready for school. I can't believe that she's almost done with it. It's almost as long as I've known her, she's been in school, right? 4 years old, 5 years old, learning how to... She was 4 when she learned how to read and write. So by the time she got to kindergarten, she was 4 years old and turned 5 a month into kindergarten. Had it been over a month into kindergarten, they would have made her wait until the following year to get into school. So she would have been older, which means that now she'd be 22 in, well, she'd be 22 when she'd still be in her, third year of university instead of her fourth. So she was able to get started early, which I think has really helped her school career. Yeah, it's really, really bitchin'. She's put everything into it. She still puts everything into it, no matter how lousy she feels sometimes. And she's almost done with it. Almost done with it. And then, who knows what? The world is her oyster. Yeah. So let's go to a commercial break. And when we get back, we'll just hang out some more, all right? We'll be back in a flash. Fade. Mike.
The Madison chapter of Mothers Against Drunk Driving will be helping the police tonight. They'll have cellular phones in their cars patrolling the roads for drunk drivers. Coming up, a separate department to run the state's prisons. We'll look at Governor Thompson's proposal, but first, some New Year's resolutions.
I have a pen pal in Australia, and I keep meaning to write him. I'm the world's worst procrastinator, and I intend to write him and keep in touch with him on a regular basis now, rather than writing once a year.
Our $1 million living room, family room sale is this weekend only. Dinason Furniture, 6th Street and Good Hope, or 76th and Oklahoma.
Hi friends, Bob Brown from Silver Spring Chrysler Plymouth. During our year-end clearance sale, we've reduced prices on our entire inventory of new and used cars and trucks to save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. For example, here's a 1988 Plymouth Sundance for $55 down and only $185 a month. A 1989 Plymouth Horizon for $55 down and only $155 a month. So what do? Pick up the phone, call us collect at 414-242-3700. Or better still, stop in at Silver Spring Chrysler Plymouth today and let's make a deal.
If you figure tax reform killed your tax shelters, better come to Mutual and take a second look. At Mutual, we're plain chock full of possibilities. Lots of choices, like tax-free earnings from mutual funds, tax-deferred insurance plans, and extended life for your IRA. Mutual, offering many innovative ways to retain your tax advantages. After all, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Sorry about that.
As you roll along in life, you'll experience plenty of near misses. Some people with a drinking or drug problem are nimble enough to escape harm and their responsibilities for a long time. No one will know there's a problem, not even you. But ultimately, even the cleverest person will falter and crack under the strain of alcohol or other drug addiction. Call us now. Putting lives back together. We're DePaul.
I feel better now. Thanks a lot.
Poppy's New Year's Furniture and Bedding Blog. Living room sets from $3.99. 5-piece bedroom sets from $2.99. Everything on sale. Poppy's Furniture, 51st and Lisbon, this weekend.
We're down here at the Law Furniture on Old World 3rd Street for our biggest sale of the year, our New Year's Spectacular. We're retaking everything in the store so that we can guarantee you no one can beat our prices. We're even backing that up with a $100 price guarantee. These are the biggest values of the year, and we guarantee Milwaukee's lowest price. We're giving away free Wisconsin lottery tickets to every adult who comes in. We've even got cases of 7-Up for the first 1,000 people. Remember, for the best values of '89 and the best free gifts, come to the Law Furniture's New Year's sale.
There's so much to see, so much to do, and it's all so near. So let yourself go. In Wisconsin, you're among friends.
Hi, and we're back. Good morning, Cassie. Good morning, William. How are we this morning? Thanks for hanging out for this last quarter of the show, this last 30 minutes. It can't go on for another 5 hours like it did yesterday. My goodness, I can't believe that show yesterday. Thank you guys for making it an awesome show, by the way. It's a lot of music, man. There's a lot of friggin' music. We talked about David Horowitz this morning, so if you've missed it, check it out. The pre-show this morning was Wake Up Thursday from Florida University, from a Florida University. That was really, really cool. Check it out. Really fun. We'll play it again. David Horowitz all morning. We watched a bunch of David Horowitz segments that were pretty cool. And we've just kind of been hanging out the rest of the morning. After yesterday's show, I'm just kind of loopy. So I'm just chilling out. That's it. That's all. I'm nothing special. No fancy talk. We read a little about David Horowitz, and we watched some of his segments. But that's about all I'm going to do. I'm just going to chill out now. I wish I had a cup of coffee to sit and share with y'all. Yeah, cargo was bitching. Yeah. You can't find that stuff at your supermarket, can you? Good stuff, man. Next week, we are going to be listening to some punk rock. I announced that yesterday at the end of the show. We are going to be... Who's David Horowitz? David Horowitz was a consumer advocate here in California on NBC who had a Fight Back program, Fight Back. And he would bring products to us that we would write in and we would say, man, this product sucks. Tell the manufacturer. And he would test the product, find out if it sucked or not. And then he would deal with the manufacturer and say, hey, fix this shit. Your label or your commercial advertises this, and when we test it, it's your commercial is crap. And that's what he did, and he was a fantastic dude. Where's a picture of David? Here's a picture of David Horowitz. If you go back at some point and watch some of the show, you'll see some of his segments where he fights back. And there you go. He was a great guy. He was a really, really cool guy. I watched his show all the time. I remember seeing him when he was just the guy that would go to the grocery store and go, people told me this lettuce at this grocery store sucks, so I'm going to go check it out. And he would go and he would say, this lettuce sucks. Hey, fix your lettuce. And the next week, they would have really good lettuce at their stores. That's what he did. And then he started taking on letters about other products and stuff. Just like Ralph Nader, yeah. We'll probably do Ralph Nader on another episode. But I wanted to start with David because he was my guy. David was my guy. My guy. He was just very cool. My head keeps going back to this morning's pre-show. That was called Wake Up Thursday from a Florida University, and we've aired a couple of episodes that it evolved from news scene, and it went from a half-hour program into a weird 1-hour program. Yeah, so I'm going to keep digging up little tidbits like that for these pre-shows, because I get up at this morning. I got up at it was like 3:30. I got up. Coffee started percolating at 3:40. I was live by 4 o'clock with the pre-show, Wake Up Thursday, and I sat and drank coffee and watched this show that I've seen before, and it's just hilarious. It reminds me so much of the university stuff my father used to do when he was at UCSD back in 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. It was really takes me back. The cameras, the black and white, the studio props, the acting. It's just fucking classic. Just classic stuff. I think I will try to give us an old school picture right, and try to run us through one of those old cameras so that when it pops up on the screen here, it really looks, and I'll even switch to black and white. And yeah, do you still do Dimension X? Oh yeah, you can find Dimension X in a playlist, and X-1 in multiple playlists, because I've got them by season. I think I might have a complete playlist, but Dimension X and X-1 are both on my channel, all of the episodes from both series. And on Old Time Radio Wednesday, right now I'm playing X-1 episodes, and that's pretty fun. I get to bring my favorite episodes to y'all. I love Dimension X, which is the beginning of X-1. First there was Dimension X, and then there became X-1. Great stuff, man. It's just fabulous, fabulous stuff there, baby. Yeah, I've got some 2 more great vintage commercial blocks left, so we'll try to squeeze them in because they're fun to watch. Last night at the thrift shop, I was looking for sweaters, sweater vests, and zip-up cardigans and that type of stuff. Couldn't find crap. So, which is okay, because this morning I get to drop my daughter off and drive to the other end of town and look at another thrift shop. So I'm going to do that this morning and see if I can't find a nice new vest or a cardigan to wear. I've got a gray one, and I will wear that one. But like my 3 drawers of t-shirts and, 3 dozen hats, I like to have a variety of stuff. I love this sweater. This is a nice, comfortable. It needs a shave. I need to get out the shears and shear this sheep here, but it's nice. It's nice. You know that you can use you can use one of those things to shave these. You just have to be careful. You don't nip it. Man, I am just out of it this morning, you guys. I have been kind of loopy all morning. It wasn't even until the beginning of the second hour that I did my David Horowitz monologue. I was just kind of hanging out and waiting, seeing if anybody was going to show up and hang out. And I finally thought, I'm just going to do it because I got to do it. So I did it. And there you are. It's done. I did it all. It's all done. We got a couple of commercial breaks left. Let's watch one because they're really cool and they're funny. All right, so here is, let's see, what do we got here? Oh, you're going to love this one. You're going to, you know what? From the beginning of this commercial break to the end, you're going to love this one. This is a classic. All right, fade, Mike.
The Madison chapter of Mothers Against Drunk Driving will be helping the police tonight. They'll have cellular phones in their cars patrolling the roads for drunk drivers. Coming up, a separate department to run the state's prisons. We'll look at Governor Thompson's proposal, but first, some New Year's resolutions.
I have a pen pal in Australia, and I keep meaning to write him. I'm the world's worst procrastinator, and I intend to write him and keep in touch with him on a regular basis now, rather than writing once a year.
Oops.
Cola has a beautiful taste, so good for beautiful people. Tab Cola, beautiful to you and me, 'cause every can has less than 2 calories. Tab Cola looks a beautiful shape, just right for beautiful people. Tab Cola tastes so good to you. Great taste, low calorie. Tab.
Shaping up your video is as easy as this with the HR7100 video recorder from JVC. With color-coded feather touch controls, fast shuffle search, a 10-day timer, and full-function remote control. JVC's HR7100 is simply great video, and its very affordable price makes it great video value, too. The HR7100, simplicity in motion from JVC.
Available at 6 Points TV and Video, Video Express, and Video Trend.
Pardon me, what kind of dog food does your dog eat?
Young fella, there's two things I know. Checkers and dogs. Dogs like canned dog food. Especially Herman here.
Do you think he'd like Gaines burgers?
Well, he might. Yeah, leave this to me. Dogs like food that's moist and meaty.
But Gaines burgers are moist and meaty, see?
Go ahead, but...
And they taste terrific.
And you don't know nothing about Checkers, neither.
Gaines burgers dog food. The canned dog food without the can.
Christmas Express.
When the clock strikes 6:30, babe, time to head for Golden Lights. Hey, it's a good time for the great taste dinner at McDonald's. It's Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Is for everybody, not just for the few. Anyone can share VD with someone nice as you. VD is for everybody, darling, have no doubt that anyone can get VD. That's what it's all about.
If you're curious or confused, get information or a pamphlet at most pharmacies or a health clinic. If you need help, see a doctor.
And we are back. Thank you for joining me for this last portion of the show this morning. I appreciate y'all hanging out, giving up your time. Because that's all I'm asking of you is your time. That's it. And what else are we asking? Let's do this. How about that? Can I ask that too? Subscriptions are free. The account, the subscription count is starting to go back up again. We gained a few this week after losing several over the last couple of weeks. And it fluctuates. It's like my friend plays the market and lost a bundle. And I said, you know what, it's a gamble. You know, it's just the way it is. And this is a gamble. I mean, it either works or it doesn't. it works for me, and that's what matters, you know. So, yeah, you know, VD is for everybody. So, if you need help, see your doctor. Totally. Everybody can get it, right? I was looking at that commercial block, and oh, I want a tab. Oh, I want the reseal. Oh, I want. That's consumerism right there. They advertise it, and most people want it. Oh, stop that. No, she's not waking up this morning. Forget it. She doesn't need to get up. She doesn't need to get up. I don't need to be up, but I'm here. I almost didn't do a show this morning. I started the show and almost just switched to videos and just started. I was just going to start playing videos all morning and not be here because I was just kind of like, still getting used to the new schedule. Driving. Still getting used to the new morning show routine. It takes a lot of energy, not just to put the show together, the whole pre-production end of it, but it takes a lot of energy to do a show. And suffering from depression as I do, when I have a really, really, really fantastic day and I'm on top of the world, it will usually lead to a tremendous crash. All right? And that's what I'm trying to avoid today, is falling into that heavy, you know, depression. And I know, you know, my daughter might be able to explain it, studying psychology and all. I don't know how to explain why it is that when I hit those highs, they inevitably lead to a low. Right now, I'm just kind of middle of the road, which is great for me because usually after I have a high, I dip down below the norm. And the norm being so-so. So I feel like I'm doing, even though I'm kind of out of it and kind of down today, I still feel like I'm ahead of the game. I'm doing better than I would have been normally after such a tremendous high yesterday. Yesterday was such a great show. And it taught me a lot. It taught me that I don't have to plan as much. And I can leave a lot of room for extended time, the choice of what I'm going to play. It snowed again here. I have 3 peaches on my desk. Yeah. I can walk. I'm just out of it this morning. I just cannot get there. Yeah, it was really weird having so many people on the show yesterday, especially my brother. My brother never shows up. And I kept meaning to send him a text. Thank you. I'm glad you were here too. I kept meaning to send him a text yesterday to say thanks for showing up. And I'm like that. I set my phone down and I'll put it in a pocket or set it down. And if it doesn't let me know that it's there, I forget about it. And somebody will send me a message and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's I'm going to get back to that. And then I set it down and a week later I pick it up and go, oh shit, that's right. You know, shit. My mother was a Dallas whore. Shit. And I just totally miss out on shit. So, 3 times yesterday and last night, I told myself, send your brother a text, man. It'll be cool. And I just didn't. So if you're watching, Robert, hi, good morning. Thanks for showing up yesterday. Appreciate it. It was fucking awesome. Do it again. But yeah, I'm really bad with the phone. I will walk into the house and it will be in my bag, my little over-the-shoulder bag that I take with me everywhere. It'll be in there, and I'll hang it up, and I won't look at it until the next morning. You know, or I'll hear somebody send a message, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I'll get up to look for it and forget that's why I got up, and then sit back down, and then it chimes again, and I'm like, huh? What? Hello? Is that you, God? And I'm just lost, completely fucking lost. Yeah, yesterday was so good that I started this morning showing. I'm like, I can't top yesterday. What am I even doing here? So I've just been kind of flubbing through this morning. And of course, it is a morning drive day. So I have to get done here. I have to eat. I have to get dressed. I have to gather up my bits and baubles. I have to get my guitar because it's a Thursday, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I've made a commitment to myself to pick up the guitar and start playing it again at least twice a week. And then that'll lead to 3 days a week. And then pretty soon I'll be hopefully playing it every day. As soon as I get my show manageable. And right now it's pretty manageable. I can take my checklist and say, okay, what do I need? I need that element, and I'll find that element and drop it into my checklist. Okay, it's in the file. Next. And then I'll just start filling it out and checking it shit off. And within a couple of hours, I got a show. Okay, let's print some stuff off. Let's load some shit to OBS, and I'm ready. I can turn my computers off and walk away, and then go sit on the couch with my wife and daughter and dogs and stuff. Or dare I say, start playing the guitar again. Listening to music. I actually listened to music on the record player the other day, which I haven't been able to do in a while. Yeah, I was over here working and had to mute it on occasion so that I could hear what I was editing. But things are starting to get back to normal. Which is to say that everything is getting back to completely unnormal and unnatural and completely out of the ordinary, because that's the way it works. You know, everything is usually discombobulated. I don't have a set work schedule. I don't even start, when I do work, I don't start working until after 10. Usually I start at 11, and usually it's only an hour to 4 hours max working. A couple of days a week, you know. Most of my time is here or driving and hanging out at university, you know. So I got that boogie in my soul. I got that boogie in my soul big time. Now I have to remember how to play it and remember the whole. It usually that one comes pretty quick as long as I can remember the chord change. I listened to the music yesterday on the radio, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get back into it. I searched a Grateful Dead song and practiced it once and thought, okay, I could do that. So now I need to sit and, well, I need to print it out first and then take the meat of it and learn it. But yeah, things are starting to get back to normal. Things are getting better. So there you go. There's the update for you. This morning's update. Yeah, so I've passed out my hobby card on occasion recently to people who I meet who are like, they make me smile, or they say something that I really, really like, or they just look like, hey, you know, back to the doobies again, huh? So I've been handing out my card to people here and there, hoping that I can get some more people to check it out and spread the word. So please do, if you can, spread the word. Whatever social media platforms you're on, share the link. Try to get more cuckoos over here to hang out, because it'll be fun. And I do want to try to reach a point of, I don't know, critical mass. I don't know, where everything just keeps going, taking to this talking to your feet. What? I just want to get to where everything just starts to snowball, right? And I'm hoping this new season will kind of do that, because I'm putting more into the video descriptions and the titles and stuff, which is going to allow me to get more irregulars to find us right? So I'm doing what I can, but we need more regulars, and we need to spread the word. And the most important thing is to spread the message, the ultimate message, you know, that we're all together on this, man. We need to work together on everything. Period. Period. Yeah. The curtain is down, the blind is pulled, but I can still see the shadows of the birds that nest up in my rain gutter. Dumb birds. I'm going to try to figure out how to block that rain gutter off. Totally. Oh, I'm weird, all right. I'm going to try to figure out how to block that rain gutter off, because I hate when they nest in there and then it rains. Oh, I'm going to stay weird. I don't have any choice, man. It's not like I turn it on and off, man. It's just who I am. I figured that out at when I was younger. I used to turn it off. I used to try to turn it off. And I'd turn it off, and then I was completely somebody else. And I'm like, oh, that's not me. That doesn't feel right. You know, it's like when you put on somebody else's clothes right after they wore them, right? It's like, oh, that's not me. Ew. And I was like, I would try to be that person that was a prerequisite for a job or a girl or whatever it was, and I just couldn't do it. You know, I tried to be a health nut. You know, I tried to be a workaholic. Those things I had to try at. Being weird has always been something I had to try not to be, and I just decided, you know what, fuck it. I am what I am. I'm a fucking weirdo. So, I know you irregulars out there are weirdos. Totally. What a day. I mean, I have been up for 4 hours this morning, which is about 3 a.m. About 3 a.m. Because as you get nigh on to 7 a.m. here on the Pacific West Coast. So, yeah. I'm so glad tomorrow is Friday, because I don't want to put on a show. I really don't. After yesterday, I'm still just kind of like, wow. Was that us? Did we do that? That was fucking awesome. I already have 3 more demo tapes that I've pulled out and kind of fucked around with. So I'm going to bring one of those to you. You're doing pretty good at being a health nut. But I still like having gluttony moments, because life is too short, and once in a while won't kill you. Once in a while I try to be a health nut. I don't eat enough to worry about eating healthy. I can't. If I worry about eating healthy, I'd probably never eat. I'll get done here and I'll have a cereal bar. Yesterday I had a fried peanut butter sandwich, a grilled peanut butter sandwich when we finished, because I didn't want anything unhealthy. So that and a cup of lemonade. Usually it's a cereal bar, and then in a couple of hours, like this morning, I'll probably go grab something to eat at a fast food restaurant this morning and have lunch in the car. For dinner, I think we're still eating leftover spaghetti. Ooh, ice cream party, ice cream party. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Oh, hell yeah. I'll do that. Let me write that down. Can we have an ice cream party day? Because my mother was a Dallas whore. Ice cream party. Yay. Totally. She was. Yeah, totally. Like I say, man, me and phones just don't get along, you know. I try to keep up with social media. I try to do my stuff. The most I can do is usually my stuff. Text once in a while. Texting still feels futuristic and alien to me. It does. I pick up a phone and I start texting and I'm like, this is weird. I still don't send emails, you know, and sending texts is just, yeah, I don't know, man. The world's oldest profession. Yep, it is, or is, I guess, still, you know. Yeah. Good on you, mate. Yeah. Me mother was a prostitute. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I grew up in a brothel. Yeah. With pimps. With pimps. And madams. And lots of other whores. I love me horse. Me mother was a whore. My sister was a whore. What's he going on about? What? His mother was a horse? Jeez, Mrs. Ed? Totally. Yeah, I totally will come home and throw my jacket down or my bag and my phone will be in it. And I'll just, and if it's a weekend and I'm not going out or doing anything, I'll pick up my phone and it'll be like, oh shit, it died. Yeah, it's hard to remember to carry it with you when you don't care to carry it with you. Yeah, phones are weird. I should keep mine around. A while back I fell over during my period where I didn't have any teeth, but I wasn't wearing my dentures and I wasn't eating anything. I was not eating at all. And I got up out of bed, stood up, walked out the bedroom door, and went and hit the ground. Boom. And my wife and daughter opens the door, looks out, wife looks over around the corner. It's like, and there I am, like a turtle on my back, you know. That was weird. That was scary. And I tried to play it off like it was nothing. But yeah, I'm getting older, and the things that I can volunteer to do anymore are becoming fewer and fewer. You're like, yeah, I need help with this. Can you work? And I'm like, hey, no, I honestly, I can't. My friend calls my stairs a basement room. Murder stairs. Oh yeah. Do you remember an apartment I had in Mammoth, and it was an A-frame, just the sliver of a part of the end of an A-frame house, and I lived in that little back sliver, and the stairs that went up to my loft were fucking murder and carpeted, and right at the bottom of the steps was a window, and I was always afraid that I was gonna, because I would always slip and then bounce down, coming down, and I always thought that I was just gonna take a header out that window. Totally. I have to get ready to go and plan my ice cream party, so yeah. You don't have to finish this. Totally, eh? I won't. I already did. I'm sorry. Yeah, I am. I'm going to go ahead and play the last commercial block after the end of credits. So if you want to hang around and watch the last commercial block, yeah, that's a good set. It's a good set. I'm almost bummed out that I didn't bring it to you earlier. We could only stand on the stage. Yeah, there was not enough room to even go up into the room. I mean, you get up there and you had to hunch, and then there was only a bed and a TV. You know, it was a... I love that place. I could totally do a tiny home. Totally. All right, people, I gotta go. Oh, bother. I'm gonna get my shit together and get ready to take a drive. Gets to take a drive. So if you'd like, stick around after the end of the show for another commercial break. Otherwise, you know, thanks for visiting. And as usual, be nice to each other. Be kind. Spread peace and love, not bullshit. Do something nice for yourself today, but do something nice for somebody else. Why? Makes you feel good, makes them feel good, makes the world a better place, makes you a better person. Most especially, stay weird. If you ain't weird, nobody ain't going to be weird for you. You got to do it. Just fucking do it. Just do it. Just do it. All right? Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. I'll be back tomorrow for Flashback Friday, and we'll just kind of chill the whole day. We'll play some music, we'll talk about what we did this week. We'll just talk. All right, love you guys. I will see you tomorrow, and as always, adios. Get out of here, you kooks.
Merry, Merry Christmas from your Kmart Christmas store. Save on boating balls and skirts, sweaters, rods and reels and shirts.
Cameras, TVs, bikes and plants, handbags, bath oil, slippers, pants.
Mirrors, perfume, gowns and socks, toasters, roasters, robes and clocks. Candy, records, film and toys at Santa Land for girls and boys. Christmas spotlight every face, that's Kmart's Christmas saving place.
Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. Buy your copy at B. Dalton's, Walden Books, or wherever paperbacks are sold. A fresh look at today's problems.
Well, you really did it to yourself this time.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is.
Ah, those lovely bubbles. Bursting into action, instantly soothing your upset stomach and speeding relief to your aching head. Alka-Seltzer works fast.
Oh, what a relief it is.
This is 2XL. You can pretend it's a talking robot. Slip in a tape and the fun starts.
Do you know why the elephant was the last animal onto Noah's Ark?
You punch in an answer.
You are correct. You must be some kind of computer brain or something.
It's full of questions, answers, and jokes.
Over 25 2XL tapes are available, from sports to comic book heroes to American history, each sold separately. 2XL comes with a starter tape of general information, an instruction booklet, and electric cord from Mego.
You're the one. Growing up now, Mary Ryan. You're the one. Sometimes school is really trying. Getting notes about the guy you like, but he doesn't notice you. Seems he's never gonna stop, and there's nothing you can do. You're the one. Trying for that special look now. You're the one. Oh, why'd you have to look now? Then just when you gave up and you're stopping by our place, guess who else is dropping in to see your smiling face? At McDonald's, we do it all for you.
Young Americans, our most important natural resource. They are the future. Now you can invest in that future. Youth groups across the country are competing for prizes in the current Help Young America campaign. competing by initiating projects that serve you. They're trying to earn your respect and your vote. Cast your ballot now in the Help Young America campaign. If your favorite group wins one of the Help Young America grants, you may win a better community.